What's up, YouTube? On my last video I was talking about the DJS-1000 and using a 64-second samples on 4 bars, and I said on the last video I was gonna go ahead and see how many I can put in, and the most that I got, 64 seconds on this first page right here, first scene. And then on scene 2 I only got, at 64 seconds I got 2 more rows. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pads with a full 64 seconds. On this 9th pad, it let me throw in about 32 seconds, and then it gave me the memory full. Now it said memory full, but it still allowed me to put one shots in there. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be so many one shots if I would have kept going, but there's really no more space to put any more. I put a few one shots in there. So I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 one shots, 1 32-second, and then these are songs. I didn't tune any of this up. It was taking me too long, and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it like that. So I didn't really tune much out, because this is not for me to play a mix anywhere. This is just something I was doing here. To be honest, I wouldn't play this mix anywhere because of I chose tracks that weren't the best quality. I have some old vinyls rips that back then when I ripped them, they weren't ripped properly. So that's what I got, guys. I got 16 pads with a full 64 on it, and then I got another 8 pads here. So what's that? We got 16 and 24 pads, 24 minutes. And then I played off a little freestyle beat here myself, but I forgot to resample it at 120, because when you do your samples, guys, I forgot to mention this probably on the last one. There's 2 things that I forgot to mention. One was when you're sampling your tracks, you have to sample them at the BPMs that you're gonna run your, you know, like let's say you're gonna run your set at 120. You're gonna have to sample them at 120, because if you sample them at a different speed, it's just not gonna square off. It's not gonna square off. It's gonna be out of beat, out of sync. So just do it at 120. So if your CDJs or whatever you use is if the actual track is 125, bring it down to 120, and make sure your sampler here on the DJS is set to 120 exactly. Record it, and then you could bring it down by divided by 8, like I said last time. Because if you record at the normal speed, 125, let's say, and then you try to bring it down to the 15, it's not gonna work right. As a matter of fact, when you sample it, the DJS is probably gonna end after the portion of the. If the DJS is set to 120 BPMs and the track is at 125, this one's gonna take longer, so it's probably gonna end after the portion, my bad, after the portion of what you wanted to sample, because the actual sample is going too fast and this is going slower. It's recording slower, so it's not gonna square off right. Just keep it at the sync and BPMs, and then after you get all your samples in there, record it at the 120 or whatever you're gonna do it at, then you go ahead and bring it down. That way you won't have any issues with the off sync and all that. That was one of the things I didn't mention. And another thing was you know, I mentioned on the last one that you when you're doing this here, you have it marked, right? And I said let it go by. You can do it like that, but I found that it's all right, but it's more work as far as getting in here and digging in, because now you gotta wait till it passes by, and of course it's gonna go by really slow. Let me go back to the first scene real quick. So let me just start playing something here. I don't want to talk too much here. Let's say I'm playing this, and I was gonna bring the other one in, right? Like I said last time, bring the other one in and then mark it. Well, I decided, you know what? I think it's better to leave it marked already, but mute them out, because you could shuffle them around and mess around with that. Not only because of that, because while it's doing that and it's in the background playing because it's muted out, you can come in here and mess with the effects. Like I had mentioned last time, sometimes you want to blend it in and, you know, to make a nice blend or whatever, and you want to filter it or something. So right now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to let this first one play right here. No filter, no nothing. The other ones are ready for the filter, just in case whichever one I want to throw in, I go ahead and bring in. So here we go again. As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to wait the whole minute. I'm gonna start sampling ahead of time. I mean, it's in there. The 64 is in there, but slower on this one. Alright, so now I'm gonna bring in an acapella, see what happens. Make sure my effects filter so I won't. Alright, I brought this one in early, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna start filtering this one. And while you're doing this, you can come in here and look at your size. And let it play like that. Now I'm gonna bring something else in. I'm gonna bring in a regular track, something that has singing in it. Let's see. See if I can do that. It's this one right here. Now what I'm gonna try to do is filter it to really deep so it can barely hear. Let's see. It won't barely sound. Let's see. And I always take out the one that's plain already, that's fully plain. That way you won't filter that one out and mess it up. Now, this one right here was a short one because it didn't play that long. So what I'm going to do here on this one, I'll put it on both. See what happens on that. On some of these, while you're doing this, you can add some effects here instead of messing with it over there. That way each track has its own, because I see it's kind of difficult to manage to you know, mix in tracks without messing up a little bit, because you're filtering one and if you forget to take it out. Now if you do it here, maybe it might be a little bit more convenient, because you can let's say you're using this filter here. Let's see I'll play it. A filter, and it actually like works a little better, I think, because it kind of cuts it off more. You hear nothing of it. See? So you can probably leave all of them filtered out, and when you know, use it as a mixer, like a mixer, and bring them in like this. Or you can use the actual mixer itself, but you know, it might be a little bit to get it at the right volume. You know, you can go over maybe or not. You got to be listening real close. I like to have it set already to the right volumes. I messed around with this a little bit on as far as the volumes are. That's why they're not even. Some tracks are a little higher than the others. But on this one, you can probably filter. You got filters, you got delays that you can mess with separately. You know, and we're talking about a mini here, so you have time to play with this a little bit. You can have, I can go in here, and let's say I want to mess around with delays, I go. Come in now. So this ends ahead of time. I'm gonna have to bring it like this. My beat is only 8 bars. So what I can do is hit them at every 4 hits. What I'm trying to say is not 64 seconds, so it's not gonna reach the whole. So I got that track and my track playing at the same time. Now I can come in and throw something in there like. I didn't want to go into doing the whole mix thing because really it is time consuming, and I gotta have my tracks picked out already for all that, and I didn't do all that. I didn't have much time for it, but you know, the thing was to show that you can actually do it. I mean, if you have your tracks ready, let's say some of those tracks, what I would have done if I were to play somewhere and you know, have everything ready, because this is the first time I'm actually you know, considering doing something like that, having all this ready, but I haven't done it yet. But I'm considering it because of how easy it is to work. But what I would do is I would edit the songs first, go to your DAW, and get them like squared off for the full 64, where it ends in the perfect timing and it starts in the perfect timing, and you know, have it set up just like that. So that way all you gotta do is just throw it in here without no problem. Like I'm grabbing samples from the CDJs the way they are already, like that. Just trying to find the best part of the song I can use. But if it wasn't because of that, I would have probably, if I had time, I would go into the DAW, do the full 64, and do it in a way where I can edit, and every song starts perfect, ends perfect, the other one comes in perfectly. No, you know, no two songs crashing against each other, whatever. And it would have came out good. It is time consuming, but if you're playing somewhere and you want to, you know, save some time when you're at the venue or wherever you're playing, and you don't want to be like just stuck behind the decks for 5 hours or whatever you're playing, you know, you can you can probably set that up. I mean, you'll still probably be behind the deck anyway, but you don't have to be looking and searching for music, like getting up all in there and, you know, trying to hurry up and find this and find that, unless you have your playlist ready already. And a lot of times they come up and they start asking for music, and then I gotta start digging in there and finding stuff. Just, you know, you gotta please the customers sometimes, you know, because sometimes there are parties where they want you to play something, and if you don't do it, they probably won't look for you anymore. And that's what it is. So this minute's been long already. This video's been long already. I'm gonna cut it, guys. Thanks for watching, man. See y'all in the next video. Hopefully this works out and you have a better idea even, and you can get it working the way you want it to, man.